His identification. Assured that he's on the right trail, Hawtrey returns to Los Angeles, joins Herman's, and together they return to the Straight Run Delivery Service office. Truck 26 is parked by the curb. So to prevent any suspicion, the police officers park some distance away. When they see Adams get in truck number 26, they tail him, and several blocks further down Los Angeles Street, they force him into the curb.
Hey, what is this, a stick-up?
We're police officers.
Well, what do you want?
We're under arrest. Get down off that truck.
Hey, wait a minute. What's it all about?
I think you've got a pretty good idea. Keep your eye on him, Jack. I want to take a look under this seat. Uh-huh. Just as I expected. 2 guns wrapped in a newspaper dated the 13th.
That's the date of the robbery, isn't it?
That's right. Hey, and here are 2 packages containing bullets. Where did you get these guns, Adam?
I never saw him before.
This is the truck you usually drive, isn't it?
Sure, I own it. I drive it for the delivery service on a percentage basis.
Are you the only man who drives this truck?
Well, I'm supposed to be.
Where do you live?
Room with a fellow named Harrison on Navarre Street.
Harrison's the guy I arrested with Adams 18 months ago. He works for the delivery service, too.
Okay. Let's go over and have a talk with him. You're Harrison, aren't you?
Yeah, why?
Well, we're police officers. We've just arrested Cecil Adams for robbery, burglary, and safe blowing. And he told us that he lived with you. And we believe that you were his partner on that job the other night. What about it?
Well, that bum hasn't been inside my house for 2 weeks. He's got no right telling you he was living with me.
But he did live with you.
Yeah, but he and my wife had a fight a couple of weeks ago. She threw him out.
Where were you on the night of April 13th?
13th. Saturday. Well, on Saturday night, I was making deliveries in Alhambra. I can prove that by my receipts. Besides, I took my wife and baby along with me. We got home a little after 9 and went to bed.
And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll all ride out to your house and check that story with your wife.
Without giving Harrison the opportunity to coach his wife, Hawtrey asks her about her husband's whereabouts on April 13th. Her story is in complete agreement with that of her husband, and Harrison is eliminated as a possible suspect. He expresses himself willing to aid police in discovering Adams' present residence and leads them to the house of Adams' brother on West 52nd Street. As the police car pulls up, a man enters a house across the street.
I believe that's one of the Adams brothers going in that house now. And that looks like their Ford parked across the street.
Well, I'm going to see what they've got to say. Jack, you better get around to the back so no one runs out.
Okay, Captain.
Your name, Adams?
My name's Otis Adams. What can I do for you?
I'm a police officer. We're making an investigation regarding your brother Cecil.
Well,
Is that your Ford across the street?
it is.
Does your brother Cecil have the use of that car?
He does.
Did he have it last Saturday night?
I don't know. I can't remember. He uses whenever he wants to.
Now, listen here, Adams. That's only a couple of nights ago. You'll remember that far back. Did your brother have that car Saturday night?
Now, look here. If you think I'm going to make any statements incriminating my brother, you're all wet.
We'll have to search this place, Adams.
Go ahead. You won't find anything.
But Hawtrey and his partner do find something. In the garage, keys to which have been obtained from Otis Adams, they discover an electric drill wrapped in part of a newspaper dated April 13th and a coil of rope similar to that discovered at the laundry. They face Adams with their finds.
Where did you get this drill, Adams?
I never saw it before in my life.
Yeah, and how about this rope?
I never saw it either.
Huh? Where does your brother Cecil live?
Somewhere out near Huntington Drive. I don't remember the
Now,
address.
that's a lie, and you know it. He hasn't lived there for 2 weeks.
Well, if he doesn't live there, I don't know where he lives.
Isn't it a fact that he lives across the street at 1019?
If it is, I don't know it.
And isn't it a fact that you live there, too, and only take your meals here with your other brother and his wife? All right. You don't need to answer that. Your brother Charles just told me so out in the kitchen. Come on. We'll take a look at that Ford of yours. Well, this is interesting. Here's the other half of that paper dated April 13th. How do you explain that?
Well, there were a couple of 100,000 papers like that printed on April 13th.
And how about this registration slip? You know, this isn't made out to you.
Well, I just got the car a week ago. I haven't had time to change it.
Well, that's a violation of the law in itself.
Well, if it is, it's the only thing you can get on me.
We'll see about that. Now, tell me, you do live at 1019, don't you?
You're conducting this party, not me.
Well, come on. We'll find out quick enough. Well, I guess we'd better try some of these keys from your keyring. Well, this one looks as if it might work. Well, good guess.
Oh, Senor Adams, pardon me. I was just coming to the door.
It's all right, ma'am. Does this man live here?
Si, senor. The two brothers, they room here with me.
Good. Which is his room?
A little way down the hall here.
Come along, Adams.
In here, senor.
Thank you. Well, now I'll just take a look through these drawers over here. Well, you don't take much precaution in hiding this stuff, Adams. Nickels, and dimes, and quarters. That was the denomination of that money stolen from the laundry the other night.
Yeah?
Yeah. Say, whose nice black bag is this? Oh, it's locked. You know, I hate to ruin it by breaking it open.
Suit yourself.
Well, now, maybe it won't be necessary. This keyring of yours is probably going to come in handy. Now, let me see. Yeah, this key looks about right. Well. 5 sticks of dynamite and a whole safe-cracking outfit. You know, Adams, our police chemist will undoubtedly find that this little piece of yellow soap is the same as that soap you left on the blanket in the laundry. And he'd probably make certain that the bits of white plaster on this drill is from the fireproofing of that safe. You know, physical evidence is such an exact science these days.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where did you get all this stuff, Adams?
I never saw it before in my life.
Now, Adams, don't you think that's a little bit thick? I find this bag in your room, and I open it with a key from your keyring. Say, you don't expect me to believe that you never saw this stuff before?
I don't know anything about it.
Well, you're sure going to learn something about it, because I'm placing you under arrest right now on suspicion of robbery.
Otis and Cecil Adams refused to admit or deny their guilt, refused to answer any questions. California law rules that refusal to deny guilt constitutes an admission thereof. Therefore, the two brothers are formally charged with robbery, burglary, grand theft, and burglary with explosives. The next day, Hawtrey interviews the two.
Now, boys, we don't care whether you confess or not. We've got an unbeatable case against you. We found those guns in your possession, as well as the jimmy and the brace you used on that job. And the electric drill that you stole from that machine shop at the laundry that night will be identified by its serial number. These circumstances and the identification by those two watchmen will be enough to convict you. But what's bothering me is the $250 worth of checks you stole. Now, those are a dead loss to that laundry. And unless you burned them, I sort of wish you'd tell me where they are. How about it, Cecil?
Yeah, I'm very sorry I can't help you, Captain, but I can for the simple reason that I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, there was also a woman's ring set with 5 pearls in that box you took. Now, the girl who owns that works in that laundry, and she placed it in that box for safekeeping. And, boy, she's heartbroken over the loss of it. Come on, now, be regular, fellas, and give it back to her.
Well, Captain, you've been square with us. I'd certainly like to help you, but I don't know anything about a check or ring. This is all Greek to me.
Yeah? Have you ever been arrested before, Otis?
Never in my life.
Well, you're lying, Otis, because I believe that you're an ex-convict. And I'm going to send your fingerprints to the Bureau of Identification at Washington and get your past record.
Send them any place you like, but you'll never get anything on me.
Washington replies to Hawtrey's request for information that in 1909, Otis Adams, under the name of James Kennedy, had been sentenced to serve 10 years in the state penitentiary in Waupun, Wisconsin, for burglary and safe blowing. In 1917, he went to Leavenworth for blowing a post office safe in Illinois. On the day of the preliminary trial, Hawtrey receives Adams, alias Kennedy's Bertillon card and photographs. While the trial is getting underway, Hawtrey seats himself beside Adams in the courtroom and shows him the pictures.
Hey, Otis, Have you ever seen this bird before?
Gee, looks like a Slovak, doesn't he?
You're Slovak?
No, of course not.
Well, you see, this picture's a dead ringer for you. In fact, I'd say it was you.
Well, lots of people in the world look alike.
Yeah, but isn't it rather a coincidence that you should have all the same scars and markings and tattoo marks as this man?
Oh, I don't know. Those things will happen.
Yeah, and wait and see what happens when the witness just taken the chair testifies.
Solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
What's your name?
A.C. Lorry.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a handyman down at the Bay City's laundry.
On the night of April 13th, did anything unusual occur at the laundry?
Yes, there was a lot of dirty work down there.
Order in the court.
Will you explain to the court, please, just what you mean by dirty work?
It was robbed by 2 men.
Did you see these men?
I did.
Are they present in this courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Please point them out to the court.
I don't want to.
Why not?
Because I'm afraid.
Afraid of what? There's nothing to be afraid of in court.
No, but I don't know how long these fellas will be in court. And I don't know how many friends they've got on the outside. I looked into the business end of guns enough that night. I don't want more of it.
Order.
Nevertheless, Mr. Lowry, if the 2 men are in the room and you are able to identify them, it is a court order that you do so.
Very well, Your Honor. If you say I must, then I guess I must. Wait till I get me cane.
Well, that's all right, Mr. Lowry. You can point them out from where you're sitting.
Just a minute, young man. Now, I'll do this as I see fit. I don't want to make no mistakes. I want to look at these men closely. All right, young men. I'm ready now.
Good. Now, will you point them out, please?
Well, that man sitting next to Captain Hawtrey is the man who drilled the safe that night. And the man sitting at the end of the table is the one who sat guard over us.
Thank you, Mr. Lowry. Your witness.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Lowry, will you please describe the clothes worn by the 2 men on the night of the robbery?
Well, I can't be sure of them. Only that they were of some dark material.
Of some dark material, huh? Mr. Lowry, how can you be so positive in your identification?
Well, this fella sat down right under a bright electric light, and he talked to us for 15 minutes while the other fella blew the safe. I had plenty of time to look at him.
Then if that's the case, can you describe the clothes he wore on the night of April 13th?
No, only they were of some dark material.
Is he wearing the same clothes now as he wore that night?
I don't know if he's wearing the same clothes. But one thing I'm sure of.
What's that?
He's wearing the same face.
As the officers piled up their formidable mass of evidence against the Tasserton brothers, they received a distinct surprise when, on June 17th, they went into court, pled guilty, and admitted their prior convictions. Each was sentenced to Folsom Penitentiary for from 7 years to life, and in view of the prior convictions against them, they must spend at least 18 years behind prison bars.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, more and more independent service stations are now featuring Rio Grande cracked gasoline. Sales of Rio Grande are growing faster than any other gasoline sold in this territory. Most Rio Grande users, we know, are listeners to Calling All Cars. You have heard us tell you on these programs why Rio Grande cracked gasoline is specified by so many cities for their police cars, fire engines, and other emergency equipment. We have promised you police car performance in your own car if you would try Rio Grande cracked gasoline. Thousands of you accept this invitation right after every broadcast of Calling All Cars. And our records show that you come back to Rio Grande stations again and again because you find that you really do get greater speed, greater power, and more economical mileage. To you regular Rio Grande users, thanks for your loyalty. And to you listeners who have not yet felt the thrill of police car performance in your own cars, well, there's a Rio Grande dealer in your neighborhood.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. Cancellation broadcast 54 regarding robbery suspects. These suspects are now in custody. That's all. Rosenquist.
Calling All Cars, based on confidential police files, is written and produced by William N. Robeson. This is Frederick Lindsley bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.
You're listening to Police Stories Hour on ABN, the Antioch Broadcasting Network. You just heard an episode of Calling All Cars, which originally aired Tuesday, December 4th, 1934, 89 years ago today. Here's an episode of 21st Precinct, which originally aired Friday, December 4th, 1953, 70 years ago today.
21st Precinct, Sergeant Waters. What'd you say about a gun? Oh, to get a license to carry one. Well, you have to apply here at the station house. That's right. You come in here any time between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. and see the hack inspector.
You're in the muster room at the 21st Precinct, the nerve center. A call is coming through. You will follow by transcription the action taken pursuant to that call from this minute until the final report is written in the 124 room at the 21st Precinct.
Yes, sir. You make your application here at the precinct house, and it's investigated. Yes, sir, the hack inspector. He's a police officer here assigned to take applications for licenses. You're welcome.
21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between Fifth Avenue and the East River wouldn't know if you asked them that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their jobs, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st Precinct.
The 21st, 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants, and 4 lieutenants, of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly, Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. I was working my day tour, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I returned from patrol of the precinct at 2:50 p.m. and went to my office to read and sign reports. Among them, I saw a note from Patrolman Nathan Jaffe, the precinct hack inspector, who handles in the 21st applications for licenses of business and other activities which by law are subject to police supervision. These include cabs and cab drivers, gunsmiths, towing cars, catering establishments, and so forth. Patrolman Jaffe wanted to see me.
21st Precinct, Sergeant Waters.
Sergeant, would you ring into the hack inspector's office for me, please?
Nobody's up there, Captain. Jaffe went out on a job.
Oh. All right, Sergeant, thanks.
Oh, Captain.
Yes?
You know who's out here? Lieutenant Klein.
Which Lieutenant Klein?
Sergeant Klein. Now, Lieutenant Klein.
Oh, tell him I want to say hello. I'll be right out.
Yes, sir.
21st Precinct, Sergeant Waters. Hello, Klein. Captain.
Where is this lady?
You don't look any the worse for being a lieutenant.
I don't feel any worse for it.
The officers are on the way over
Did this get to be a second home, Klein? Did you miss us?
Yes, sir. I miss you.
He didn't miss us at all, Captain. He had a pair of shoes over at the shoemaker's around the corner being fixed. He came downtown to pick them up.
Where are you? 10th Division office?
Yes, sir. That's right.
What's the job? Supervising plainclothes work?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Sergeant, is the shoe shine boy on the job back there?
I think so, sir, Captain. Yes, sir.
Come on, Lieutenant. I'll buy you a shine.
I'll take it.
Be in the back room, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Well, how do you like the job?
It's all right, I guess, Captain.
What do you mean, all right?
Well, it's near home, and I've got a good boss. Inspector Roy F. Ullman. Do you know him?
Yeah, I've met him. You're the visitor. Go ahead.
Hey, Sergeant Klein, how are you? How you been?
Lieutenant Klein, Elmo.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Lieutenant Klein. Watch your step, Lieutenant Klein. Shine on Elmo for the promotion.
Shine is on me, Elmo.
All right, on you, Captain.
What's the matter with the job, Klein?
Oh, I don't know. This gambling law enforcement is not for me.
No?
You know, Captain, it's personal feeling. I
can't get excited about slapping somebody in jail for betting on a horse.
Well, it's the same as any other law.
I know. It's my job to enforce it, but I just can't get excited about it, Captain, that's all. All the effort we put in on it and so many men, people are going to bet, they're going to gamble, no matter how many men we put on. And it's all out of proportion. It'll be burglaries and assaults and car thefts, and it's just routine. But if somebody hears maybe a bookmaker is operating, the roof falls in. Everybody starts hollering.
Well, Captain, can I see you a minute?
Hello, Jaffe. Excuse me a second, Klein.
Yeah, sure, Captain.
Oh, Lieutenant Klein, how are you? I didn't notice it was you.
Hello, Jaffe.
I've got a pistol license renewal application on my desk, Captain. I took it yesterday.
Yeah?
You might want to think it over before you recommend approval.
Why?
Well, it's an awful tough spot, Captain. He's a nice old guy. If he doesn't get the renewal, he'll lose his job. It's a rough thing to do, I know. He's a retired cop, a sergeant. But maybe he just shouldn't have a license anymore.
Why not?
Well, he's going on 74 years old. His eyes are getting bad on him. His reflexes don't seem to be much good. He just shouldn't be carrying a gun.
What's his name?
Thayer, Bernard Thayer.
And where's the application?
In my office, Captain.
All right, get it and bring it in to me.
Yes, sir. Right away, Captain.
Oh, Elmo's just as good on brown shoes as he is on black, Captain.
Oh, sure. I'm good on brown. Anything. Brown shoes. Why the first thing when somebody's made detective of plain clothes, they go out and buy a big brand new pair of brown shoes?
It's too bad you don't like the job, Klein.
No, sir, I don't. Truth is, I want to get out of it as fast as I can.
Oh, sir, Lieutenant Klein.
Yeah, thank you.
Up and down.
Thanks, Captain.
Next, Captain.
That's what I really came down to talk to you about, Captain.
Yeah?
I'd like to get back to some precinct in this division if I can. Now, I was on the job for you for 2.5 years. You know what I can do and you know what I can't. If you feel you can give me a recommendation, would you talk to the inspector for me?
Well...
You don't have to tell me whether you will or not, Captain. That's up to you. But I heard that there's a lieutenant retiring in the 19th. If I can get it, I'd like that job.
All right, Klein. If I get the opportunity, I'll talk to the inspector.
I'd sure appreciate it, Captain.
I've got that renewal application, Captain.
All right, let's see it, Jaffe.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
You're next, Mr. Jaffe.
No, not now, Elmo. Where are you attached now, Lieutenant?
10th Division.
Plainclothes work?
Yeah, plain clothes work.
Someday that's a job I'd like. You got a good break on the assignment, Lieutenant. A swell break.
To protect individuals against sudden and deadly violence inflicted by weapons which may be concealed on the person, violation of the New York State Gun Law, Section 1897 PL, more commonly known as the Sullivan Law, is a grave offense. This law gives the police commissioner exclusive authority to grant pistol licenses in the city of New York. The issuance of such licenses is rigidly controlled. Each application must have the recommendation for approval of both the commanding officer and the detective squad commander of the precinct in which the applicant resides or is employed. In addition to ordering a thorough investigation of the applicant by a superior officer, the commanding officer must personally interview the applicant. Recommendations for approval by the commanders of the detective district and the patrol division concerned must be affixed before it is forwarded to the Division of Licenses for action. Each endorser of the application, either original or for annual renewal, is held accountable if it subsequently turns out that the applicant is not of good character or properly entitled to a pistol license. When the Shine Boy had finished with me, I said goodbye to Lieutenant Klein and went into my office with Patrolman Jaffe to discuss the application of retired Police Sergeant Bernard Thayer for renewal of his pistol license. Sit down, Jaffe.
Yes, sir.
When did Thayer bring his renewal application in?
Yesterday afternoon, Captain.
Who told you about his eyes?
Well, I took his thumbprint. He could hardly find the place to sign the card.
Did he wear glasses?
Yes, sir, but they didn't help much.
Did you ask him when he had his eyes examined last?
Yes, sir. He said 2 or 3 months ago.
73 years old, huh?
Yes, sir. Going on 74.
Let's see that application again.
Yes, sir.
Appointed to the force, April 13, 1903. Made Sergeant June 11, 1916. Retired September 6, 1935.
He's an awful nice old guy. He's just full of stories about the old days. He loved the job. He really loved it.
What's this employment he's got now? J. Roll Transportation Company.
That's a taxi fleet up on the 25th. They've got 165 hacks. He's a guard in the cashier's office.
How long has he been with them?
Since 1937, December of 1937.
Yeah, he stays with the job a long time, doesn't he?
Yes, sir. Just rough, that's all, Captain. Plain rough.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it. If he's not physically qualified to have a pistol license, that's beyond our control. There's more than one man involved here, Jaffe. It's a matter of protection of the public.
Yes, sir.
Is he working days or nights?
Nights, Captain.
All right. See if he can come in here around 4 tomorrow afternoon. I'll talk to him.
I asked him to come in today, Captain.
Oh, did you?
Yes, sir. I knew you were on.
All right. It's too bad, but if he's no longer a proper person to hold a gun license, there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, there he is, standing at the desk. Hello, Mr. Thayer.
Oh, how are you? I knew they'd turn out at 4. I thought the captain would want to talk to me before that.
This is Captain Kennelly, Mr. Thayer.
Oh, I remember Mr. Thayer from last year.
It's a good thing the department doesn't issue many pistol licenses, isn't it, Captain? That's all you'd be doing, interviewing applicants.
You want to come into my office?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jaffe.
Yes, sir. I'll check with you later, Captain.
All right. I'll be in my office, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Come in, Mr. Thayer.
Yeah, sure, Captain. Seems like a waste of energy to investigate renewal applications every year now, doesn't it?
All right. It's a lot of work. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
But I was in the job 32 years. I learned that a lot of things seemed ridiculous and a waste of effort. There turned out to be a pretty good reason behind all of them.
Yeah, there usually is.
I knew a Kennelly down the old 2nd Precinct. John Kennelly. You any relation?
No.
This goes back many years. Right after I got on the job, he was a bicycle patrolman. He used to chase speeding automobiles on a bicycle and catch them, too. That's how many years ago it was.
You're 73 years old, Mr. Thayer.
I'll be 74 in February, Captain.
Yeah, that job you've got, wouldn't a younger man be a little better suited for it?
Well, as long as the bosses are willing to have me, Captain, I'm willing to stay. We haven't had any trouble there. Since 1937, no attempt at a stick-up, not even petty theft.
You're drawing a city pension, aren't you?
Oh, yes. But my pension's based on a 1935 salary, and you'd be surprised at how little that amounts to.
Uh-huh.
But, of course, a sergeant's pay back when I retired was a lot more than most people were making. I got no complaints about that.
How's your health?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, for instance, do you have trouble with your eyes?
Well, I've had them a long time, Captain. There's no question. They're not as good as they used to be. Well, Captain, there isn't any doubt about the renewal of my pistol license, is there?
Well, you know as well as I do, Mr. Thayer, every renewal must be examined and investigated, the same as if it were an original application. You're nearly 74 years old, Mr. Thayer. You said yourself your eyes aren't what they used to be, and obviously neither are your reflexes.
Then there's a chance the application will be disapproved.
Oh, there's always that chance.
What's the chance in my case?
I can't say yet, not until we've completed our investigation.
It is just one more year in that job's all I want, Captain. That's all I need. Just one more year. After one more year, I was going to leave it anyway.
Why one more year?
Well, for a very good reason, Captain, the money. No license, no job, no money. And I need the money. You can look it up, Captain. I was 32 years in this job with a good record. Perfect record. An honorable mention and 3 commendations.
Mm-hmm.
In all those 32 years, I never asked anyone for a favor, never. And way back there, those are the days when you needed favors to get along. But I made it on my own steam.
Yes, I know.
And now I am asking you for a favor. I'm asking you for another year. That's all, just another year.
Well, it's not up to me alone.
Well, I know they'll go along with your recommendation. I know that. Now, what difference will another year make? None to you?
We'll see, Mr. Thayer.
When?
When the investigation is completed.
Well, investigation or not, you've got your mind made up, I know.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, you have. But I just want to tell you, Captain, another year means nothing to you. To me, it means everything in the world. Everything. Will you remember that?
Yes. I'll remember it.
You are listening to 21st Precinct, a factual account of the way police work in the world's largest city.
In the winter of 1944, during the siege of Bastogne, the German High Command demanded the surrender of General Anthony McAuliffe and his troops. His answer was a one-word classic: nuts. But even more inspiring to the men of the 101st Airborne Division was General McAuliffe's Christmas Eve message. He told the men that in the face of defeat, they had stopped cold everything that had been thrown at them from north, east, south, and west, and that it was a worthy Christmas present for their country and loved ones back home. By their action, General McAuliffe and his men assisted in the writing of Article 2 of the United States Fighting Man's Code of Conduct. I will never surrender of my own free will. If in command, I will never surrender my men while they still have the means to resist.
Now, back to 21st Precinct and Captain Frank Kennelly.
Shortly after the retired police sergeant left my office, I turned out the platoon for the night tour at 4 p.m. Before I signed the blotter at 6 p.m. to go off duty, I left instructions for Sergeant Waters, as required by the Manual of Procedure, to make an investigation of the application of Bernard Thayer for a renewal of his pistol license. In compliance, the next afternoon at 2 p.m., he called to Department 3C, 379 East 65th Street, the listed residence of the applicant.
Yes, who is it?
This is a police sergeant, madam.
Oh, just a second. Who?
Sergeant Waters, 21st Precinct.
Oh, well, just a second. I'll take the chain off the door.
All right.
Well, nothing's the matter.
No, everything's all right. This is the residence of Bernard Thayer, isn't it?
Well, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. I'm just checking on his application to renew a pistol license.
Oh, well, come in.
Thank you.
Sergeant who?
Waters.
Oh, would you mind talking in the kitchen? I was just icing a cake.
It's all right.
I'm Mrs. Thayer.
Oh? That's so.
In there.
Thanks, Mrs. Thayer.
Oh, not his wife. I'm his daughter-in-law.
I see.
It happens all the time. I introduce myself as Mrs. Thayer, and people get that funny look on their face. They think I'm Dad's wife. Do you like devil's food cake?
I do, but I gotta watch my weight.
Oh, Dad loves it. He and Mike, that's my son. He and Mike can eat almost a whole cake in one sitting. It's like a contest. Who can get the most in him? You remember the pie-eating contest they used to have at picnics? That's what it's like. I hope I made enough icing.
Who lives here? Your father-in-law, yourself, and your son?
And my daughter, Jean. She's at Juilliard studying voice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she has a beautiful lyric soprano voice. Her teacher says she ought to go a long way after she finishes her training. She's only 19. You ought to hear her.
And your son?
Well, he's in his last year at NYU Medical School. He'll be a doctor in June. Would you like some coffee, Sergeant?
No, thanks.
It wouldn't be any trouble. It'll only take a minute. Dad tells me how there's always a pot of coffee going at the station house.
That's all right. What about your husband?
Well, he's dead.
I'm sorry.
It was an auto accident. Dad's wife was killed, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I better let this soak. If I don't, the chocolate will stick to the pot. Then it's a real job to get it off. You see, Dad was retired.
What did you say?
I said Dad was retired. He retired in 1935, late in 1935. He and Mrs. Thayer went to Florida. They were going to build a small house and open up a little business down there at Kissimmee. Do you know where that is?
No.
Well, it's near Orlando. It's very nice. They got the house built all right, and they were looking around for a business. He was only 54 years old at the time, very young. Well, anyway, they used to come up to New York about twice a year to visit us. Joe was their only son, and to see the two children. They always drove. Well, this particular time, Mrs. Thayer wanted to go out to Brooklyn. Bay Ridge. She wanted to see a friend of hers. Dad didn't feel like going, so Joe drove his mother in Dad's car. I don't know what happened. Something with the steering wheel, it turned out. Joe couldn't control the car, and it went over onto the wrong side of the street. Truck coming the other way hit them.
That's too bad.
Here I was with two small kids. Mike was 10 and Jean was 3. Dad didn't want to go back to Florida. He sold the house and moved in with us. Said the kids were going to have good educations and everything else. So he's got the job he's got now, and that, together with his pension and what little I could make once in a while, has been enough to support us and send the kids through school. Now he's almost finished. Mike graduates in June. He'll go into the Army a first lieutenant for 2 years. Jean's been offered 2 jobs already, but Dad thinks she ought to finish up at Juilliard. She's really good, so she won't have any trouble. She's pretty, too. So, that's the story. Coffee won't be any trouble at all, Sergeant.
No, thanks, Mrs. Thayer. How's your father-in-law's health?
Well, pretty good. He's going to be 74, you know. He can't run a 100-yard dash anymore, but pretty good.
How about his eyes?
What do you mean?
Has he been having trouble with his eyes?
Well, he wears glasses.
What's the name of the doctor he saw recently about his eyes?
I really don't know. You'll have to ask Dad about that.
All right. But he doesn't see very well, does he?
No, he doesn't. Poor Daddy wanted to retire to a house in Florida to take things easy. Instead, he's been working hard for the 16 years. Things never seem to work out the way you want them to happen. They never do.
Well, I guess they don't, Mrs. Thayer. There's always something to change things around. I came into the station house at 3:30 the same afternoon for my night tour. After I signed the blotter, looked over reports and communications, and turned out the platoon, I went upstairs to the third floor of the station house where the precinct youth patrolman, the safety officer, the civil defense officer, and the hack inspector had their offices. Captain, did you talk to Sergeant Waters? Yeah, he rang in when I first came into the house. Told me he saw Thayer's daughter-in-law. Yes, sir. That's rough. He's putting his 2 grandchildren through school. The boy's going to be a doctor. Yeah, I know. He's a great old fella. Yeah? I'd hate to have to be the one to knock him out of the box.
Captain?
Come in, Sergeant.
Oh, Captain.
Sergeant Waters.
I saw you going up the stairs, Captain. I thought you'd like to know after I spoke to the daughter-in-law. I drove up to Thayer's place of employment, J. Rowe Transportation.
Yeah?
Mr. Jackson and Mr. Romano, they both were there. I talked to them. They like him, and they want to keep him if we're willing to go along on a license renewal.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Romano told me that since Thayer's been on the job there, 16 years, he's only missed 3 or 4 days, outside of his vacation, that is. He was laid up once with the virus.
You think they'd be willing to keep him on in any other capacity if he didn't get his license renewed?
Well, I asked him that, Captain. There's nothing he can do there. He's no mechanic. He's just got a cashier and a bookkeeper in the office. They've both been with the company a long time. They couldn't.
I can see there wouldn't be anything much for him to do.
Well, they told me they got to have an armed guard. It's got something to do with making their insurance premiums less. I don't know. They never had any trouble there. No robberies or attempts, but they've got to have an armed guard there anyway.
Captain, after all, it's just 1 more year. The question is not just another year to carry a gun. There have been no attempted robberies since he's been on the job there, and he's had no occasion to use the gun. But what about the coming year? If he has to use it, he's liable to get himself killed. What about the protection of the other employees there?
Family sure swears by him. Daughter-in-law thinks he's just about the best thing that walks the earth.
That's beside the point also, Sergeant. Rate's pretty high in my book, too. He'll be in at 5 o'clock, huh? Yes, sir. Will he come up here? No, sir. I told him to ask for you.
You're not going to recommend approval, huh, Captain?
No.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the one who has to tell him.
I don't look forward to the job, Sergeant. Not at all. On the way downstairs, I stopped off on the 2nd floor at the office of the 21st Detective Squad. There I saw Lieutenant King, the squad commander, and spoke to him at some length regarding the application of Bernard Thayer for renewal of his license to carry a pistol. Lieutenant King agreed that, unfortunate as it may seem in view of the circumstances, it would be extremely unwise to recommend approval for another year. It was a few minutes before 5 that I left the squad office, walked down the rickety stairs into the back room, and out into the muster room. Lieutenant Polk was on duty as desk officer, and Sergeant Waters on TS. Sergeant.
Excuse me a second, Captain.
Yeah, sure.
21st Precinct, Sergeant Waters. All right, 26. Yes, sir, Captain?
I'll go on patrol at 5:30. Would you have a car around here for me then?
Yes, sir. Captain.
Yes?
Mr. Thayer came in. I asked him to wait in your office.
Oh.
I got to talking to him for a few minutes. He was in the job with my father, down the old 2nd Precinct. Sure got a well of stories.
Yeah, well, I'll go in and talk to him.
Yes, sir.
21st Precinct, Sergeant Waters. Mr. Thayer? Oh, that's all right. Keep your seat.
Yes, sir.
Well.
Yes, sir.
We've given your LD-80 a great deal of consideration, Mr. Thayer.
Yeah, I know you have. My daughter-in-law tells me one of the sergeants was over at the house. And I spoke to my boss on the telephone. I just want to say, Captain...
Oh, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
21st Precinct, Captain Kennelly.
Captain, Inspector McBride is ringing in from division for you.
All right, Sergeant. Just 1 second, Mr. Thayer.
I got lots of time now.
Go ahead, sir. Frank?
Yes, Inspector.
You've got the division tonight, isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
There's a movie company going to shoot some film on the 47th Street station at the 3rd Avenue L.
Yes, sir.
I think they'll be on the job there from midnight until about 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We got word in the secretary's office to give them all the assistance we can. I have 4 men from the 17th assigned there. Could you drop down sometime during that time and see that everything's going all right?
Yes, sir, sure. The 47th Street station.
That's right. All right, Frank.
Oh, Inspector McBride.
Yes, Frank.
You remember Norman Klein, a sergeant here? He was made a lieutenant about a month ago.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, I saw him today. He's up in the 10th Division supervising plain clothes work. He heard there's a lieutenant retiring in the 19th. He'd like to put in for it.
Well, you found him a good man, didn't you?
Oh, yes, very good.
It's an idea, Frank. I'll think about it. I'll talk to the chief.
Yes, sir.
So long, Frank.
Inspector Edward McBride, Captain?
Yes.
He was a rook in my squad, fresh out of the academy.
Is that so?
Oh, that's 21, 22 years ago. I was in the 44th up in the Bronx. I thought he'd get someplace. He made a good pinch his first night on the job. He walked up to a parked car and...
Mr. Thayer.
I'm sorry, Captain. Seems the older I get, the more I like to talk. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I've got some news for you in regard to your renewal application.
Well, I didn't come to get any news, Captain. I came to save you the trouble.
What do you mean?
I want to withdraw the application.
Oh?
I thought about it. I know there's only one thing you can do, and that's recommend disapproval. You can't do anything else. Well, I was in the job 32 years, and I've held a gun license 16 years. In all that time, I never had a spot on my record. I don't want to start now.
Mr. Thayer,
I quit the job. I went down today and applied for Social Security. That plus the pension will let us squeak by. No luxury, but we'll manage.
I see.
Captain, one thing.
Yes?
You were going to recommend disapproval, weren't you?
I was, yes.
Yeah. Well, you had to. Well, thanks for all your trouble, Captain. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Well, bye, Captain.
It was nice to have known you, Sergeant Thayer.
Maybe I'll get to spend a little time in Florida after all. Maybe after all.
Hello, CB. Sergeant Waters at the 21st. We made that notification of 421 York Avenue. 421 York Avenue. Yeah. Okay. I gave it a CB, Lieutenant. Did you tell him, Captain?
No, Sergeant. He told me.
'21st Precinct, Sergeant Waters. Yes, ma'am. This is the police department. Stole your purse? Well, who? What's his name? Do you know him? At what party? Where?
And so it goes.
Take it?
Around the clock, through the week, every day, every year. A police precinct in the city of New York is a flesh and blood merry-go-round. Anyone can catch the brass ring, or the brass ring can catch anyone.
21st Precinct transcribed a factual account of the way the police work in the world's largest city is presented with the official cooperation of the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, an organization of more than 20,000 members of the police department, City of New York. Everett Sloan in the role of Captain Kennelly. Featured in tonight's cast were Harold Stone, George Petrie, Lawson Zerby, Sandus Ortega, Ethel Everett, and Bill Smith. Written and directed by Stanley Niss. George Bryan speaking.
Stay tuned for detective shows. Next on ABN. Old Time Radio, Antioch. Brought to you by Mac and Mind Software and your donations. You're listening to ABN, the Antioch Broadcasting Network, serving listeners on the internet and community radio stations with a variety of old-time radio. Visit radio.macandmind.com for more information. We now present Detective Shows on ABN, the Antioch Broadcasting Network. Here's Casey, crime photographer, from Thursday, December 4th, 1947, 76 years ago today.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony Marvin. Every week at this time, the Anchor Hocking Glass Corporation of Lancaster, Ohio, and its more than 10,000 employees bring you another adventure of Casey, crime photographer, ace cameraman who covers the crime news of a great city. Written by Alonzo Dean Cole. Our adventure for tonight, The Serpent Goddess. Early afternoon, around 2 o'clock. A sumptuous suite in one of our city's finest hotels. There's a knock at the door, and a big, weather-beaten man opens it.
I guess you're the newspaper folks who found me. I'm Dan Sykes.
Yeah, thanks for giving us this appointment, Mr. Sykes. This is Miss Williams. My name is Casey.
Oh, I'm real pleased to meet you, Miss Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Sykes.
You're a swell-looking kid.
Thanks again.
Come in, make yourself at home. Thanks. Well, what can I do for you?
Well, through a mix-up, Mr. Sykes, our paper didn't have anyone at the airport this morning to cover your arrival with Mr. Johansson. And the Morning Express wants to rectify its blunder now with a special interview.
Pictures, too. You take all the pictures you want and ask all the questions you want.
Well, we'd like to have your partner, Mr. Johansson, in on this. We phoned him, but he wasn't in.
Oh, Chris went out to look for a cheaper place to live. He ain't like me. I'm going to enjoy my dough.
Right, what up, guys? Hey, hail and well met, fellow internet travelers. Just getting fired up over here. Late night last night. It was a Christmas parade, and I work in a kitchen, and everybody came in after work, after the parade, to blow up my work because we're also a bar and everything, and I don't know. It was just a wild night. So I got to actually go into work a little early today. I was just reading about Class B rally racing. This is crazy. So all these people died in these rally races, and it's because apparently they determined that human beings, the cars were so fast, and there was so much, like, you have to turn and do all the, like, all the courses were so crazy that they determined that that human beings could not physically do it. So they had to switch everything and cancel that entire, like, course and, like, entire class of racing because the human body is not physically capable of keeping up, which is just insane to me. Like, how does that work? Like, your car's moving so fast that you can't really even see, but then again, what do I know, right? All right. Metal Gear Mondays. Getting some Snake in here today. Oh. Hello, Murray. Okay, Murray. Everyone chill. Everyone chill. Stop, bud. stop, Mer. Thank you, buddy. All right. Let's get in here. Let's get on this. Jaffiel. Whoop. Hell yeah. Monday. I gotta work at 4, but I'm gonna go in at 3. Get a jump start on everything. Prep what I need. Oh, I gotta go to the bank tomorrow. There we go. Yeah, boy. The Adventures of Snake and Fam. Boop.
Development complete.
Oh, cool. All right.
Please select a mission.
Murray, come on, chill, bro. All right, we're done here.
The Smassi Laman was full of Mujahideen, the Hamid fighters. Then suddenly they disappeared overnight, and the Soviets moved right in. I guess the old fort is still in good enough shape that the Soviets want to use it as is. This means that the battalion commander stationed in Sakai village, a lieutenant colonel, is moving his operations room to the fort. Word is, he's an excellent leader. With him stationed at Smassi Fort,
Murray, come on.
will operate
Chill,
all the
bro.
better. And according to the client's information, he'll be bringing a tank unit
Sorry,
to the
guys,
fort
my
as well.
cat
We don't know the
attacking me here.
redeployment date or the route they'll take, but there must be some planning documentation where the colonel is. You have 2 objectives. Eliminate the colonel and stop the tank deployment. Counting on you, boss.
Murray, stop. Okay? I don't know what you want, but stop, bud. Yeah, let's play it.
Smassi Laman was full of Mujahideen, the Hamid fighters. Then suddenly they disappeared overnight, and the Soviets moved right in. I guess the old fort is still in good enough shape that the Soviets want to use it as is. This means that the battalion commander stationed in Sakai village, a lieutenant colonel, is moving his operations room to the fort. Word is, he's an excellent leader. With him stationed at Smassi Fort, the Soviet forces in the area will operate all the better. And according to the client's information, he'll be bringing a tank unit to the fort as well. We don't know the redeployment date or the route they'll take, but there must be some planning documentation where the colonel is. You have 2 objectives.
Okay,
eliminate
so
the colonel and stop
my
the tank
2
deployment.
objectives are to
Counting on
eliminate the colonel, do this other thing. All right.
Heading to Afghanistan.
We're getting there, D-Horse. We're getting there. You're my buddy. Select my equipment. Support weapons. I don't need a flare grenade. Do I need a smoke grenade? No. I'll take the decoys. I'll take the hand grenades. I'll take C4. Wait. Let's get it, boys. Let's get in there. Let's get this bread. I think that's what the kids say. Taking it to the streets. I see you, Murray. I got all these kitties on this bed. All these cuddles. Sorry, guys. It's going to be a second here. I got to pet the cat. Murray. You're going to see it. He just fell off the bed. Sucker. Well, I don't know what you need, bud. What do you need? Let me look. There's food over there. Don't even start with that no food crap. You guys are killing me with that lately. Alright.
This mission has 2 objectives. Eliminate the colonel's scheduled to take up a post at Smasi Fort and stop the deployment of his tank unit. Your first move should be to head to Sakai village and search for the colonel and his deployment plans.
Guest starring the Sakai village colonel. No so wrong. Put me down near my horse, man. This is perfect. Come here. Yeah.
The map has been updated.
Boss, to take out enemy combat vehicles, you'll want to use explosive weaponry. Missiles, grenades, placed explosives. If you haven't developed these yet, use your iDroid to give the order. Choose your weapon according to the situation.
You have arrived at your destination. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Analysis complete.
Right? Yep, right there.
Analysis complete.
Ooh, we might want to grab him. Okay, here we go.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Really want you.
Okay, subject is in.
Come on, go up the ladder. What's this not paying attention to me bullshit? Their morale goes to shit.
Analysis complete.
Okay. Shit.
Analysis complete.
Where?
Analysis complete.
Level C. Let's keep going this way. We're gonna go up. Up and over, maybe? I don't know. These guys are, like, everywhere. That's the problem with this game. These guys are, like, every fucking where, man. How am I supposed to beat that? How am I supposed to beat it when they're literally everywhere? Let's put this right there. It also doesn't help that, honestly, I stream during the day and it's very bright in here, obviously. You know, taking away some light is never a bad thing. Nothing down there yet. Yeesh. Who? Where?
Analysis.
Do I want him? No. Fuck. Now his buddy's about to come over here.
Analysis complete.
Oh, I kinda want him.
Where are your friends? Where are your friends? Speak. Speak.
The map has been updated.
Where's my map? Where the hell am I? Turn around and go back.
You have arrived at your destination.
Here? Up here. Oh, these are the papers. Got it. Got it. Now I got you. I got you, Snake. Alright, what do we know now?
Intel file extraction arrived at Mother Base. Mission info has been updated. The map has been updated.
Boss, that document you just got is the deployment plans for the Smasi Fort reinforcements. According to the plans, the colonel is supposed to join up with a tank unit of Bucks. Easy. Hurry, boss. I've sent the tank unit's route to your iDroid.
Analysis complete.
subject on board. Leave the rest to us. Anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's been a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Where you at, D-Horse? Let's get these motherfuckers.
Enemy presence detected.
What's the move?
Updated.
No, come on. Let me off. Dismount.
Analysis complete.
They got me for sure. For sure, bro.
Talk to me.
For sure. Blowing up my spot. Just destroying me there. Yeah, hopefully tips are good. All right. Continue from checkpoint. Woefully underpowered here. Woefully. See, I should have waited to get those documents.
I've sent the tank unit's route to your iDroid.
Shit.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Come on, tanks.
Clouds approaching.
Flawless work. You never cease to amaze, boss.
Fire that. That ought to land.
That's the word. Just one turret left.
D-Horse, where are you?
Caution. Sandstorm approaching.
That's what we need.
Enemy presence detected. Another map has been updated. Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Where are we? Fuck.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Clouds approaching.
Fuck. Yeah, that tracks. I guess if you jump a horse off a thing like that, it'll get you. Okay. Update all. Alright, let's try that again. Maybe this time without all the bullshit.
I've sent the tank unit's route to your iDroid. That's the target.
Shit. Can I use grenades? Hey Google.
Snake?
Hey Google. Can I use grenades to blow up a tank in Metal Gear Solid 5?
According to Eurogamer, all you need do is use your grenade launcher to destroy the tanks, then deal with the colonel in the jeep.
So I have the wrong... No chicken hat. I got the wrong shit, is what you're telling me. I need the fucking grenade launcher, which I don't have.
It's route to your iDroid.
I don't have a grenade launcher.
Transmit a request from your iDroid and I'll send supplies right away.
God damn, son.
Good. You completed the objective. Now get out of there. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
Where's my boy? That's the way to cheese it. Now I remember. You just, like, get off and on a bunch.
Yeah.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I'm out.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
What the fuck? What the fuck did I ride out to here?
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Wrong button. Got him there. Let's get this tape. You thought you had something, buddy. You ain't got shit, son.
Analysis complete.
Well, you ain't worth a damn.
Analysis complete.
You have a skill, though. We'll take you. You seem worth our time. Take some medicinal plants. Let's airlift this guy out of here.
You gotta extract him.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Alright. Extract him, extract him. Time check 12:44.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Hell yeah.
Development project has been added.
Hell yeah. All right, let's go.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. moment. Enemy presence detected. The map. Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Whoa, whoa!
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. 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 Whoa, whoa!
This is Pequod.
Arriving shortly at LZ. This is Poopla. Arriving shortly at LZ. Oh, yeah, man. I forgot I had
This is Pequod. There's an obstruction at the LZ preventing me from landing. Request immediate removal.
Yeah, boy.
Buddy departing area of operations.
Departing.
Heck yeah.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete, boss.
B. That's not bad. Need to get heroism up a little bit more. That mission's cool because, like, that setting is vertical.
Boss, we're finally ready to put together a combat unit. Staff assigned to the unit will be dispatched as mercenaries to conflict zones. That should guarantee us a stable source of income. MERT deployment allows you to send combat unit staff on relatively easy missions suited to the unit's level. There's little risk, but the rewards are low too. However, there are also contracts known as dispatch missions that offer a higher risk and reward. Give your orders to undertake these missions using your iDroid.
Okay. She looks stuffed. It's the face tattoo, I think. Bullet Harrier. He's a rescuer. Okay. It's a Nagama.
Side ops list updated.
Okay.
Snake. A sniper known as Quiet is lurking in the Afghan wilderness.
Okay.
This Quiet has performed a string of hits on Soviet officers. The attacks always occur in the same area, but sweeps of the area turn up no traces whatsoever. They've even posted guards, but they never spot a thing. And then before you know it, another body's lying on the ground. You ever heard of someone who operates like that? No matter how still and silent a person tries to be, they always create some kind of ripple. Be it breathing, a heartbeat, eating, excreting, body temperature, sweat. If this sniper can really vanish completely, that's just not human. I guess Quiet is the right name. But what is Quiet's objective? The local guerrillas wouldn't use this kind of tactic. I just can't see them hiring some superhuman mercenary.
Nope.
And the Soviet officers who've been killed, well, they were all opposed to or skeptical of the secret weapons development being conducted in the area. Sure, they were a problem for those supporting it, but the Soviets have nothing to gain by killing them. So we have an assassin with superhuman combat skills who isn't working for the guerrillas or the Soviets. Miller has a theory that this sniper is a hitman for Cypher. He thinks it's time we silence Quiet for good. But I'm against the lethal treatment. I say we bring the sniper back alive and break that silence. Because even if this Quiet doesn't say a word, there's still plenty we can learn.
Yep.
Just remember this, boss. If our hunch is right, you'll be on this sniper's hit list too. If things seem a little too quiet when you're in the field, watch out. Quiet's out there somewhere. And if possible, this is one sniper I want back here breathing.
Oh, I gotta. All right.
Please specify a project. Weather will clear shortly.
Ah, I need a higher medical level team.
Please specify a project.
Bait bottle. I need decoy 3 and then... That's kind of cool. What about... Alright, my C4 is a little more explosive now. Boom.
Please select a landing zone. Mission not accepted. Please select a landing zone.
Ben, let's get it, baby. Let's get it. This is the one. How we doing, D-Horse? Let's go get my boy. Charge. For now. Okay. Let's get it. I am Snake. Where do I need to go?
Marker placed.
Yeah.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Alright, let's find this guy.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Yeah. He's like right where my marker is. That's pretty funny. He's literally right where my marker is.
That's the target. I remember him. He was off base during the attack 9 years ago. Bring him home, boss.
Where are your friends?
It's you, boss.
Where are your friends?
It's you, boss. It's you, boss.
You have arrived at your destination.
Got him.
Side-op completed.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Arrived at Mother Base. Unit function added.
Come on.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I'm okay with that. Alright. I think we're going to wrap it here, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to start playing... I don't even know. We're going to pick an RPG to play. Maybe Cyberpunk. We'll do Cyberpunk because that new update's coming out tomorrow.
Please specify a
Yes. Take me home. Country roads.
Regarding Nani. So Nani and Baby Girl both suffer from the same arthritis, even got the same limb. And it was a good month on OF, so I decided to get her a brand new scooter. What do you think? I love it. Winning is badass. It really works. Oh, fuck, yes. We'll take it. It's my dick money. What money? Dick money's good money.
Dick money's good money. Amen to that. Alright, guys.